AI can write your social posts in seconds, but would you really let it publish without a quick check? One bad headline could cost you. Before anything hits your social channels, you want to make sure it sounds right, feels right, and most importantly, drives action. OttoKit makes automating your social posts effortless. And now with Human in the Loop, it also makes manual approval just as easy. Let's see how it works. So let's take a quick look at how I set up my social media content creation for approval workflow. So my trigger is an RSS feed. Whenever a new item comes in, that will kick off the following actions. The first action is to scrape away all the unnecessary stuff that we get from the feed and just give us the content that's coming in from the link itself. Once the content is there, we want a OpenAI and our next action to rewrite it, specifically in this case for Facebook. So let's take a look at this real quickly. We're using the event create chat completion. You're going to need to connect your OttoKit with an API connection with OpenAI. Under the configuration tab, I'm using the ChatGPT 4.0 latest, and I'm giving it the role social media content creator with a focus on community engagement and brand storytelling. For the messaging, I'm asking it to rewrite the following news story into a short attention-grabbing Facebook post, and I'm using the Scraptio version of the data that's coming in right here. And I'm asking it not to use technical jargon, give it 3 to 5 sentences with a call to action using a max tokens of 500. And then from there, we wanted to add the information to a row in Google Sheets. We're just grabbing the date, article title, and article URL from the RSS feed itself. And then we're adding in the ChatGPT created content in the content area for this column. Simple enough. We go back to our workflow here. Our next action is the human in the loop. So let's spend a couple of minutes on this right here. So let's click on the options, and our app, of course, is human in the loop. In the event, we have get approval. In the configuration tab, we have 2 options for contact type, email or WhatsApp. I've selected email. In the approver email address, I've added my email address. Note, you can only add 1 email here, so keep that in mind. The sender name, just for fun, I called it Contact Generator Genie. And then for the approval message headline, I said social media content needs review. And then in the approval message, we have the ChatGPT generated content for Facebook. How do we get that information in there? We just hit the @ symbol, and then we find our option for ChatGPT, and then we scroll down until we see content right here, and we add it in like that. Other options that you have here is whether or not the approver can edit the approval message, in this case, the generated content. I've opted for no here, but you can say yes. And then you get into wait times and time units. This specifies how long the system should wait for the approver to respond. So in this case, my wait time is 2 days, but under the time unit, you can select hours or minutes. And then we have on timeout. What happens if there is no action taken by the approver? And you have 2 options here, end workflow or auto approve. I've selected end workflow. If we click on continue here and click on test action, you'll see here that it is now action tested successfully. And what it has done is sent us a test email to the approver. So we'll take a look at that now. Let me just click on save. So here is our test approval request, and you'll get to see what this looks like. And so it says, hey there, Content Generator Genie. That's the name we gave it. And it gives us the name of the workflow, and then it will give us the deadline on when we need to approve it by. And then it will give us the content that was generated by ChatGPT in that space that we saw for the message. Now we have 3 options at the bottom of our email. We can view the details, approve it, or reject it. Since this is a test option here, nothing will actually happen further down our workflow, but let's click on approve. It'll open up a new page for us, and we'll see here a little mini workflow on the left-hand side. We'll see who it was requested by, and we'll see now that it is a green check mark for approved, and we'll see the status up here as approved. And here is where the headline comes in, social media content needs review. So that's what it's going to look like whenever you receive an email. Whether or not you click on approve or reject, this is the page that you'll see. If you had opted to edit details, you would have seen a little pencil icon over here on the right-hand side to edit the content. and then an option to save the edited content that you've made. Going back to our workflow, once it's completed with the human in the loop, whether it's an approval or rejection, I've decided to use a branch setup here. So if the status contains approved, then go down the yes path. If it is not approved, go down the no path. Under the yes path, we have do this, and that is to post the content on social media, specifically Facebook. So if we open that up real quick, you'll need to connect OttoKit to your Facebook pages, your Facebook account. Once you do that, you can then go into the configure tab, select the page you want the content to go on, and then add in the content from ChatGPT to be the post content, and then you can add in the link URL. And then I'm going to click on continue here, and then I'm going to click on test action for demonstration purposes. This will post to my Facebook page just so you get to see what it looks like. So we'll click on test action. Test action was successful. Let's go over to my Facebook page, and you'll now see that content has been added. It says right here, just now, AI generated content looks more real than ever. And so you've got the exact same thing that came in right here into our approval flow that has now been sent over to our Facebook page. We'll click save on that. On the no side, I am just sending it back over to the to update the row to say that the approval message was rejected. Another option here is to send an email off to somebody if it was not approved. Maybe you could send it back to the original person who sent it if you have that captured in your workflow. So you could send off a Gmail email. So that's an option for you. OttoKit does automation brilliantly, but what sets it apart is the ability to build in manual approvals right where you need them. For instance, you could expand this a little bit more. So here's another workflow I started here. And again, we're using an RSS feed, still going to Scraptio. And then I have two options here for AI to rewrite it for Facebook and then rewrite it for LinkedIn. And then we add that content to our Google Sheet. And then we get the approval from our human. And then based on the approval, we can then do multiple actions with a path option here. So under our path option, I've got one going to Facebook. This one right here would be set up to go to LinkedIn. And then I have a rejection one. So if it is rejected, you can, again, send it off to an email or update someone along some other workflow or automation or database path. So that's another option that you have. You could also then, let's say it was approved up the chain here, but you still want to get approval before it goes up. So you could add in another human in the loop here just by adding it here, get approval, and then you could fill all this out. So maybe it needs, so you got the main approval, and then maybe you need further approval down your workflow automation. So those are other options that you can do. As you can see, OttoKit's Human in the Loop feature gives you the best of both worlds. Automated speed with human oversight whenever you need it. Why not give it a try and build your own workflow? If you have any questions or want to share your experience, drop them in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips and tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video.